Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week Wisdom and Legacy Building podcast. This is day 636 of our trek, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday along Life's Trail, we will dig up the nuggets of wisdom that are found in the book of Proverbs. Today, we will explore Proverbs 15 from the Voice translation, which will give us a fresh perspective on this book of timeless wisdom. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. It is another busy week of work, and we are investing additional time with our grandson, Kiprono. He continually absorbs everything he hears, sees, and experiences. It would do well for us as adults to foster this passion and learning in each of us. Our granddaughter Hazel has been feeling fairly well this past couple of weeks, but her blood count remains on a bit of the low side, so it is a holding period for us and a planning time for the oncology team before they determine her next extensive regimen of treatments. For those of us who like to take action and solve problems, these periods of waiting are extra difficult. We know that God is in control of Hazel's situation, so we must be patient and wait. During these days when our wisdom falters, all we can do is call upon the Eternal One and allow Him to work His will and His way, knowing that His wisdom prevails. This is the topic that we'll explore in chapter 15 of Proverbs, and our focus will be on God's wisdom, your wisdom. This chapter is marked with the frequent use of God's personal covenant name, Yahweh, and it is translated Lord in most English translations and the Eternal in the Voice translation. It is repeated 9 times in this chapter, which is almost as many as the preceding 5 chapters altogether. There's something significant about that. In chapters 10 through 14, we hear a lot about morality and good behavior, but now it is all being connected to our personal relationship with the God of the Bible. The book of Proverbs isn't simply about being a decent person, but a person who is being changed by their relationship with Yahweh. The major themes of this chapter include the power of a well-chosen response in verses 1 through 4, the critical need for instructions in verses 5 through 12, the blessings of a cheerful disposition in verses 13 through 18, the secret of a successful path in verses 19 through 24, and the favor that comes from a humble heart, verses 25 through 33. While these are great principles, they are meaningless and empty if a relationship with God is not the motivation behind them. As I read through the various themes, pay attention on how the author weaves the devotion to Yahweh, the Eternal, into the principles of life. What do these Proverbs reveal about the Eternal's character? What strikes you most personally? So listen intently as I read Proverbs chapter 15. A tender answer turns away rage, but a prickly reply spikes anger. The words of the wise extend knowledge, but foolish people utter nonsense. The Eternal can see all things. His gaze is fixed both on the evil and the good. A word of encouragement heals the one who receives it, but a deceitful word breaks the spirit. Fools refuse their parents' guidance, but sensible children accept correction. Great treasure may be found where the right living make their home, but trouble awaits the wicked at every turn. When the wise speak, knowledge spreads far and wide, but fools care nothing about such matters. When the wicked offer sacrifices, they disgust the Eternal, but the prayers of those who do right are a pleasure to Him. The lifestyle of the wicked is repulsive to Him, while those who do right delight Him. Harsh punishment is waiting for those who reject the path of life, and those who hate correction will die. The grave and destruction are fully exposed before the Eternal. How much more does He know the thoughts of Adam's children? Those who mock others don't like being corrected, so they keep their distance from the wise. A warm, smiling face reveals the joy-filled heart, but heartache crushes the spirit and darkens the appearance. Those who have understanding hearts hunger after knowledge, but those with no understanding feast on foolishness. The poor and oppressed suffer hardship day after day, but those with kind hearts continually feast. It is better to live with less and honor the Eternal than to have riches and carry the burdens that come with them. Better to eat only vegetables served lovingly than a fatted ox served hatefully. A hot-headed person stirs up trouble, but one with patience settles a fight. Lazy people walk a path overgrown with thorn bushes, but those with integrity travel a wide, level road. A wise child makes his father happy, but a foolish man despises his mother. Foolishness brings sheer joy to those who have no sense, but people with insight steer a straight course through life. Plants fall apart without proper advice, but with the right advice they come together nicely. There is great joy in having the right answer. How sweet is the right word at the right time. For the wise, the road of life climbs up steep grades in order to avoid the slide down to the grave. The Eternal splinters the house of the haughty, but he secures the property of widows. The thoughts of wrongdoers repulse the Eternal, but kind words are pure pleasure for him. Those who take illegal gains injure their families, but those who refuse a bribe will live in peace. The right living think before they speak, but wrongdoers simply spew evil. The Eternal stays far from wrongdoers, but he listens to the prayer of the right living. Bright eyes and cheerful expression bring joy to the heart, and good news revives the spirit and renews health. Those who learn from the lessons of life will join the others who are wise. Those who disregard discipline sabotage themselves, but those who are open to correction gain understanding. Reverence for the Eternal is the first lesson of wisdom, and humility always precedes honor. That will conclude our exploration of Proverbs chapter 15. The questions for today are, will you choose to live by the Eternal's wisdom or by your wisdom? The Eternal's wisdom can become your wisdom if you allow all his precepts to become the very fabric of your life. Each week we will explore a full chapter in Proverbs. I hope that you'll join us next week for Proverbs chapter 16 so that you can gain wisdom, insight, and understanding for yourself. The entire book of Proverbs provide us with such rich wisdom, insight, and understanding on a myriad of life issues. And regardless of where you are on your faith walk, if the precepts of Proverbs are followed, your life will be rich and satisfying. I encourage you to take them and plant the seeds of wisdom into your heart so that you'll reap a harvest of wisdom throughout your life. Tomorrow we will hike another short trail in our Wisdom Unplugged series where we will discover another inspirational wisdom quote. So encourage your friends and family to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our trek for today. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks or read the Wisdom Journal, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe to iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek Journal and podcast each day. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.